What I want to do next is get, as I mentioned, Michael and Bob back to Kerbin. So let's take a look at our orbit. And the ideal time to leave is when, if you're in a polar orbit like this, is when the plane of this orbit is in the same line as parallel to your orbit around Kerbin. And so, but as you orbit Kerbin, this will move. So what I'm going to do, I don't think there's anything, we'll keep an eye on their radiation too while we do this, is I'm going to time warp. As I time warp, can I move this way? There. It's hard to sort of see all of it at the same time. You know what, let's focus this on Minmus. There we go. Then it's not doing that. But you can see how this angle here is getting smaller as Minmus goes around Kerbin. And it's not so much the orbit that's moving. The orbit is actually saying spatially the same. It's pointing at the same stars over here. But it's Minmus that's moving as it goes around Kerbin. Might warp a bit more. What's the radiation at? They're still okay. Let's see what that's like. I might be calling it. I'm sure it's close enough. Okay. So, let's get ourselves back to Kerbin. So, we need to. First of all, these guys have, I think, a fair amount of monopropellant aboard. There's there's their monopropellant supply. That one and that one. And they really don't need it anymore. They're just going to go back to Kerbin and be done. So I would like to get rid of it. So let's get rid of this one. And let's... Oh, here. I got to do that. Why am I not... There's what I want to see. Can I just hit out? Yeah, let's just... Yeah, there it goes. I'm filling up, unfortunately, this other monopropellant can that's... Okay. And then can we... Is there... You know, there's a lot of monopropellant. Let's find... Where are all the... These ones are a little empty. Finding all the ones that have got a little bit of space left in them. Why are these ones that say 0? That's funny. Okay, there. Okay. Keep that one. Alright, let's take that off. Out. Also get rid of as much of this monopropellant as we can. Okay, maybe we need a little bit. Just to kind of puff away a little bit from the station. Oh, and if we have to do an EVA, we need monopropellant. That's a good plan. Okay, I want 5 units of monopropellant because that's as much as fits in their EVA backpacks. There we go. Kerbalism, when you do EVAs, the propellant in their EVA packs comes from the monopropellant supply. Okay, let's transfer Michael and Bob over to there. I also want to make sure they both have EVA packs, but I also, somewhere in here, are parachutes. Because they will be re-entering. They don't need the little science kit no more. But parachutes would be good. And okay. So I think they got everything they need. They got food, water, oxygen. I hope they got enough. Let's just detach and we'll before we blow out of here, we'll make sure everything is good. I'm going to do a very brief quick save. Because I want to undock. I'm going to take this adapter with me because my plan is there's an adapter that goes from the 1.25 meter docking port to the 0.625 meter docking port. I think this is going to be the last flight of the Terrier 1-A3, which is the name of this vessel. And so I won't be using 0.625 meter docking ports anymore. So I'm going to take the adapter with me and we'll burn it up in Kerbin's atmosphere. So let's decouple that node. Get back to the ship. And let's take a look at their situation here. So they have 17 days of food, 18 days of water, 15 days of oxygen, and quite a lot of nitrogen. And they have, if I activate this engine, they have 700 meters per second of delta V. I could have definitely gotten rid of some fuel, but that's okay. All right, we can back away a little bit. But I think they got everything they need. Oh, we are really... I guess it's this? We're called Minmus Station Ship now. Let's see. Run, align to the normal way. Again, that's for solar panels. All right, so we're leaving the station. The station's going to be crewed by some other people in the future. But right now we need to get these folks back because they are not looking happy. And the other unfortunate thing too is in the station, this habitat module is shielded, so they weren't picking up much radiation as long as they were in the station. But unfortunately, this has no shielding on it. That is something I will rectify with the next vessel. All right. Yeah, TAC Fuel Balancer. I even have TAC Fuel Balancer. Somebody's mentioning in the chat, use TAC Fuel Balancer, and there it is right there. And I forgot to use it. I forgot I had it. I am sorry. Okay, let's, can we it feels like I still got the station. Well, whatever. Let's just get out of here. Okay, which way around are we going? It's kind of hard to tell. I think we're going to the south, right? Yes, we are. So, we have to leave in that direction. Ooh, it's pretty... Let's put it behind us here. We'll do another orbit. Okay. Let's just get rid of this window for now. All right. More prograde. Get that down into Kerbin's atmosphere. Should be, oh, I can see I need to burn a lot more. Be about 100, I think it's 180, something in that ballpark. Get the timing too. Get the timing that gets it down the lowest. A brief moon encounter there. I always like to play with the timing. That'll make the burn more efficient. Well, that's about as good as it's going to get. But that's too deep in the atmosphere. That'll be too hot. I find about 35 kilometers works well for me. About there. And can I come back in orbit? Ah, burn's coming up in just over 5 minutes. Play with this just a little bit more with the timing. Whoop. Interesting. All right, that's good. We got a lot of fuel. I got to stop being so silly. All right, so we got this burn coming up in just over 5 minutes. Let's go now. If this is going to be, we're not going to be pointing at the station, are we? It's always the worst. Yeah, I don't like this. It's always the worst when you hit engage and go flying off, and then you fly right into the station. So I'm just going to use a little RCS here. Just kind of push myself that way. Okay, let's get a little closer. Make sure we don't hit the station. We're going to be fine. All right. So you should open up KOS again. And where's Kerbin? I always find it funny when you're leaving from a polar orbit. I'm burning that direction, yet that's my destination. It always looks to me to be a little bit funny. Okay, run the maneuver executor because we do not trust our kerbals. How are you ever going to deorbit the 2 stages of the station? Yeah, the station has a couple of pushers on it still, so this guy and this guy. And yeah, they got probe bodies. I can deorbit those, but right now they still have a lot of fuel on it. I can use it to fuel up the lander a number of times because the lander hardly holds any fuel. So I am hanging on to these until they're almost out of fuel, and then I will deorbit this one and these 2 little pusher things. But right now they got valuable fuel. And with all the cost of getting resources out as far as from Kerbin as we are right now, I don't want to squander those resources. Speaking of which, I have 707 meters per second to do a 161 meter per second burn, so I definitely could have taken out some of this fuel, but oh well. Okay, here we go. Let's watch this. Okay, burn is complete. 33 kilometers. Should be fine. Let's see if I can use a little RCS and back that up a bit. Yeah, there we go. Very close to 35 kilometers. All right, and then we're gonna we got a few things now heading back. We have these guys heading back, and if I put this on, we got this Minmus 5C probe on its way back. Both of those things are on their way back, so we're going to follow them back. So let's add for the sphere of influence change. Okay, and where's Minmus? There's Minmus. Say goodbye, Minmus. Oh, that way. We're going this way. We'll be back to Minmus Station again. Just not with these guys. And I do want to watch their radiation. Because they got about a week, a little over a week to get back. In an unshielded vehicle. And that's not a good thing. Okay. Delete that. And get ourselves out of Minmus's SOI. There we go. So I think now, yep. And we'll set ourselves an alarm. Prepare Apsis. And again, we'll give ourselves 15 minutes warning. So we got that in 9 days, 1 hour, and 26 minutes. Minmus 5C is going to be there in just a day. How did it get going there so fast? I think, yeah. That should be good. But I do want to stay... I want to watch these guys. So I'm going to stay with these guys as much as I can. So I can watch their radiation. I guess I could watch this from... There we go. It's not climbing up quickly. Hopefully we will not get a solar storm on our way back. So I don't want to lose them. Alright, there we go. Okay, Minmus 5C should be getting close. I was asked by IDAN, is that a 2-seater or a 1-seater? 2-seater or a 3-seater? It is a 2-seater. They have 2 seats. Okay, this thing is about to enter into the atmosphere. I don't think there's much to it. Oh, we got 32 science from a gravity scan about the moon. There's still science being collected. And that always makes me excited. All right. Okay, and this is going to be, once I detach here and arm this parachute, this thing I don't think it even has a probe body. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens here. So let's stage. And do I have any control? I have no control. I have no control of it, but the parachute is armed. And this thing should orient itself naturally to the retrograde vector, which is what it's doing right now. And hopefully, it should have tons of ablator on it. I hope this all goes well. This is the first. This isn't the first time I've done something like this. I had another vessel do much the same thing, so this should go okay. It's always a little nerve-wracking. There's our other stuff. I don't know why there's a couple of pieces there. Got a little bit of a temperature gauge happening here. I think that's on the heat shield. It should handle this. That's what it's built for, is it not? This thing should slow down fast because it's very light. The parachute is armed, Buster Doot asked. It is. I put the parachute, arming the parachute happened on the same stage as decoupling this stuff. I already getting the feeling that the heat is going down. Oh, I just lost the temperature gauge. What is my Apoapsis has just entered the atmosphere, so we are now going down. Guaranteed this thing is going to be getting to the surface. Well, unless it explodes, but I think it's past that point. And we'll see how much science it has. It has, like, again, a full materials bay. Oh, I just lost communication because of plasma blackout, but so I can't show you what's inside. But there is a full materials bay and a full goo from the surface of Minmus on its way back. I should mention with all of this, I'm so concerned with Michael and Bob. They're not my only Kerbals in space. I do have the Warrior King Memorial Space Station, and aboard that I have Bill and Valentina. And they've been up there for gosh knows how long. I've completely forgotten how long they've been up there for. But their radiation's only at 12%, and Valentina's at 31% somehow. I'm not sure how that happened. But that's because they are tucked safely below the Van Kerman belts. So they're in a much, much safer location. Now, we are coming down onto the water, and I think this thing is a sinker. So I'm going to be very quick on the recover button. Fully deployed now on the parachute. Full time warp, but we're going very slowly because this is very light. Ooh, look at the... That's pretty. The red on the horizon. Eventually, we got to get down to the surface. All right, 50 meters. Let's get ready to do the recovery. And recover before it has a chance to sink. 45 science? Really? That's... Oh no, here it is. 84 science. 84 science from the materials bay and goo. That has made me happy. Okay, we'll recover all that stuff. We got a world's first milestone. You have returned home from the surface of Minmus. I have. Okay, let's get into research and development. I've already been eyeing some of this stuff. One of them is this one, actuators, because it comes with the grabber units as well as some robotics parts. It's only 160 science. I have 642.5 science. So I'm going to grab that one right away because I want to start getting into seeing if we can get some asteroids. And that should also get some of those asteroid contracts appearing for me. The other one I'm eyeing is nuclear propulsion for nuclear engines. And we're going to grab that one because I want to build something for a runabout, a Kerbin system runabout that will run around from Kerbin to the moon to Minmus, maybe go out, poke its head out. Nuclear engines might also help with the asteroid recovery. I don't know, but I want them, so I'm going to get them. And that pretty much finishes me off. And just to show you where I want to go after this, I want to get into high altitude flight and hypersonic flight, because once you're into that zone, you can build yourself a very nice space plane, and I want to go there too. But that is all going to be for the future. Let's get to Bob and Michael. Bob and Michael in the... oh, wait, it's called Minmus Station Ship. I should rename that. Let's get to them. Go. Okay, here they are. How is their radiation doing? They are still in the 50s, so that is a good sign. I don't need to look at alarm clock. It'll stop me. Where's Kerbin? That's Minmus. There's Kerbin. Okay. We still got a ways to go. So let's start... here, we can watch it on here. Let's start time warping. I'm watching their radiation. 32 more credits from a gravity scan from around the moon. Another gravity scan, 40 more credits. Minmus Space High. 56 credits from the gravity scan in the lowlands. Oh, Bob. Shoot, Bob is at 70. Oh, they're now... okay, they're only a day and a half away. Bob just went into the red because he crossed 75% of his lethal radiation dosage. This is not... oh, they're in a belt. That's why. Just to show you why they're not very comfortable right now. If I push 2, 3, 2... no, they're not even in the belts yet. Oh boy, I'm not... these radiation belts, the radiation will spike when they're in there. Where do we go? Oh, we got a solar storm! Solar storm. Wasn't there supposed to be a notification of that? Here's the trick for riding out a solar storm. Shoot! That might be why they're in a situation that they're in, because I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Although this ship doesn't have shielding, if you put the bulk of the ship between you and the sun, that reduces the amount of radiation that they're receiving. Oh, okay. Shoot, I did not notice. Did anybody notice you're supposed to be getting an alert for solar storms? Wondering if I turned that off by mistake at some point. Okay, this should... they're both now over 75%. We gotta ride out this solar storm. 2 hours to go. $40 credits from the gravity scan. Lots of science coming in. Okay, they're at 75%. Solar storm still in progress. Come on, 12 minutes of solar storm stuff left. Solar storm is done. And they are both at 77%. Let's put it back this way for the solar panels. Really got to watch that. Okay, let's keep going. Again, watching radiation. Bob's the worst. Got a day to go. Oh, I was getting electrical warnings, but radiation was the more immediate concern. 42 credits from a seismic scan on Minmus. Okay, their radiation seems to be okay. I think this is why I all of a sudden get these spikes, because these solar storms happen that I'm not getting warnings about. Yeah, I have it turned off. The solar storm warning is... oh my gosh. I must have turned that off by mistake. Okay. I had... see, here's the thing for giving me warnings of coronal mass ejections. I must have had that turned off by mistake. Thankfully, this isn't lifetime radiation. Once they're on the surface, this goes back to 0. So that's a good thing. But I think we're going to be okay. Alright. We are at an altitude of about 100 kilometers. I want to lose this thing. Actually, you know what? Let's hang on to that for now. So what I want to do... Yeah. I'm going to stage and arm those parachutes. Let's get a little lower. I just want to make sure this thing... Here, let's stage. There we go. And I should have... No, this has no reaction wheels aboard, so... I have no attitude control, but again, this should orient itself the right way. And the reason why I'm hanging on to this thing for now is because I want to make sure that this ends up going down to the surface and doesn't go through the atmosphere and come out the other side. And this hopefully all should be okay. There's a blader all around this thing. But I think this is my first time descending Kerbals from Minmus. I'm almost positive of that. And all of those heat gauges are on lights. They're on the outside. Those lights can explode. Come on, this is all... Alright. I'm asked, what is my final goal? I typically don't have a goal. The sort of direction of this little mini part of this stream is to get to the point where I can get an asteroid in orbit around the moon and start a station on it. That's kind of what my goal is now, but of course I get distracted doing all kinds of other things, including collecting science and including getting Kerbals not to get completely irradiated, which they didn't. Okay, where are we at? Okay, I can now decouple this. Undock. Uh-oh. Whoa. Where are they? Okay, we're okay. I undocked and the camera freaked me out. Okay, we're still with these guys. That freaked me for a second. We're okay. We're okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm a short-term goal kind of guy. I just am. Okay, we don't need Kerbal Alarm Clock anymore. All right. That was a little scary after I undocked and started bopping around the different parts, but right now we seem to be okay. Again, we're coming down to the night side, so sorry about that. The lights didn't blow up. That's interesting. The rest of this should be good. Parachutes. All right. Should be good. Michael and Bob didn't die. That makes me happy. Okay. I can't, no, there's, I was about to say, can I do a crew report? But I've already done a crew report over the water, of course. Again, descending very slowly. These parachutes are kind of overkill, but with the docking port on the top, I can only put the 2 radial parachutes and keep everything balanced. All right, we are just about there. And recover. Awesome.